Yes, good morning my dear children. Today we will discuss myself Shivappa PRATHAMASHETTY. I am going to teach one of the important lesson that is in second chapter, that is in CBSE and even in the state syllabus, that is acids, bases and salts. Before going to study about this about acids, bases and salt, so let me know the important things which you come across in our day to day life which have acids and which have bases. First one, we look at the very important, you may ask the question that in some juices there will be a acid, some juices are sour in taste. What might be the reason? Because some juices will have acids present in it, that is why they are sour in taste. Some are bitter in taste. Why it is bitter? It has base content. Some are, we call it as salty nature, like sodium chloride, okay, because it is having a salt. So let me study one by one. First let me take the very important topic, that is acids. So children, you might be knowing about the acids. Acids are sour in taste. Acids are sour in taste. I think you might be knowing some of the acids like lemon juice. Lemon juice. Okay, you might be knowing about this lemon juice has acid called citric acid. Acid called citric acid. Even you can take the grape juice. I think everybody know about these juices. Okay, this is having a tartaric acid. It is having a tartaric acid. So acid is compulsory. Even in our stomach also we have acid. We have acid called HCl. Yes, my dear.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Acid present in the stomach, will it cause damage to stomach?
Yes, very good question. Sit down, sit down. See, HCl, as I told you, the acid which is present in the stomach. I think you might be knowing about stomach. Okay, you might have studied this in biology, that is about stomach. HCl which is present in the stomach will not cause any damage to the stomach. The reason is this HCl is enclosed inside the stomach, and here you can see what we call it as a mucus layer. In the stomach you can see a mucus layer. Because of this mucus layer, okay, stomach will not be damaged, it will not cause any damage to the stomach because of this mucus layer. So HCl is very strong, okay, it is having a very high pH, but the thing is it will not cause any damage to the stomach. That is how HCl is very important in the stomach, which helps in digestion, okay, and even it kills the pathogens or bacteria or any life threat, means any infectious agents if are entering, that will be killed by the what we call it as HCl present in the stomach. So that is how acids are very important in our day to day life. So nowadays it has become a requirement. If citric acid is not there in your food, you will have some deficiency. If tartaric acid is not there, it will have some other problem. That is why our ancestors, means elders, used to say that so every season we should eat fruits, because all those fruits will have specific acids or specific minerals. Those minerals and acids you will get it only in that season. For example, you will not get grape every time, every season you will not get it. In some season you will get it, so that you can get tartaric acid from that juice only, okay. That is why grape juice, lemon juice, stomach will have HCl, as I told you, and very important, even milk will have lactic acid. Milk have lactic acid. This is also very important. Everybody say that milk is a complete food. If you are not having, if you are not able to get a food, it's not the big issue. If you take a glass of milk, that is equivalent to a food. That is why it is called complete food, because it is having carbohydrate, it is having protein, it is having fat. That is why it is called as a complete food. That is acids. And definition, the definition of acid even you can give like this. Acids, when you look at the acids, acids have say the familiar acid. Just now I told HCl, which is present in the stomach. HCl, when HCl is dissolved in water, when it is dissolved in water, what happens? It splits into H plus and Cl minus. Okay. Even you can explain the definition like this. Acid is a substance which gives H plus ion when dissolved in water. Acid is a substance which gives H plus ion when dissolved in water is nothing but the definition of acid. So that is, and even you can take H2SO4, okay, and even you can take HNO3, even you can take acetic acid CH3COOH. These are the acids which gives H plus ion when dissolved in water. That is why we call it as acid. So this is a very important definition. Based on this, we are going to measure the strength of acid, whether the acid is highly acidic or slightly acidic or less acidic. Like that, we are going to tell based on the H plus ion release. That is what we call it as acids. So children, this is, and you may have the doubt that how this word has derived. Acid, the word acid is derived from a Latin name acidus. It is derived from the Latin name that is acidus, which means what? Which means sour in taste, which means sour in taste. The meaning of that acidus is sour in taste. Acids, it is derived from the Latin word acidus, which means that sour in taste. And even even you might be knowing about some acids like formic acid. Formula is HCOOH. Okay, everybody know about this acid. If honeybee stings, if ants bite, you are going to get itching sensation and red color swelling over the skin. The reason is the acid, that is formic acid, which is present in that particular sting or particular bite. That is why that area is going to swell because of acid, that is why usually we call it as acids are corrosive in nature. Why we say corrosive in nature means if it falls, it causes a damage over there. That is why it is called a corrosive nature. Acids, in that only again you will come across a strong acid and weak acid. For example, edible acids we used to take like lemon juice. Lemon juice we used to take. Lemon juice is weak acid, will not cause much damage because it's a weak acid, and edible acid we should take. Okay, even that is sour in taste. Curd, I think everybody experienced about curd. Curd is also sour in taste because it is having a lactic acid present in it, and that is why it is sour in taste. Acidus, it is derived from the acidus. Formic acid, even just now I told citric, the acetic acid CH3COOH. This acetic acid is also called vinegar. It is used as a very good preservative in most of the what we call it as ingredient in most of the foods, like pickles. Pickles, I think everybody know about this. Pickles can be used for years together, not if you prepare pickles this year, you can use it for 2 years, 2 to 3 years. How? It is possible because they, while preparing only, they are going to add acetic acid. And even you can take gobi, even you can take what we call it as noodles and all fast foods, what we call it as, they are going to preserve those in what we call it as acetic acid. And that is why parents used to say, if you eat more and more what we call it as these junk foods like noodles and fast foods, there used to get acidity problem. Why acidity problem means? Because in that acetic acid which is used as a vinegar is been added, that causes acidity, that causes acidity. See children, for all the problems there will be definitely a solutions. If you get acidity, what can be done? Okay, will it be a permanent damage or will it cause any problem? No. For acidity also we have we have to use base. See, if you know acids, you should know bases, you should know salts also. That is why all are correlated. If acidity comes, you should take base to neutralize the acid which is excess acid which is produced in the stomach, okay, and acid which is taken from the outside. That is why we are going to use the what we call it as a milk of magnesia. Ellarigu gottide. So we people, we are going to, when we get acidity problem, okay, home remedy what mother will give, okay, baking soda, little baking soda she will add and lemon juice, and she will try to neutralize the acidity. And even Eno which is available in the medical shop, Eno helps in neutralizing the acidity that is produced in the stomach. That is why you should know children's, acids are also important, bases are also important, and even salt. Okay, if you are not, if your food is not having enough salt, you will definitely come out with some what we call it as problems. That is why sodium chloride or salts are very important. Acids are also important, bases are also important. Okay, so this is about acids. Bases, as I told you, bases are the one which are bitter in taste. Bases are the one which are bitter in taste and soapy in touch. Bitter in taste and soapy in touch. Let me study about bases. Bases are the one which are bitter in taste and soapy in touch. Bitter in taste and soapy in taste. So familiar example, NaOH, that is sodium hydroxide. When you add sodium hydroxide, that is NaOH, to the water, which dissolves and gives Na plus and OH minus ion. The substance which gives OH minus ion when dissolved in water is base. Substance which gives OH minus ion when dissolved in water is called base. This is about the bases. And even familiar bases like sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, then magnesium hydroxide. This is also called as milk of magnesia. Next, aluminum hydroxide, ALOH thrice. Okay, these are the bases which have OH minus ion in that. That is why they are called as bases. So this is about bases.